Whoa! Did you see that? Machines under distress can cause serious issues. Explosions or fires due to machine failures are relatively rare, however, they do occur. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2022 there were 5,486 fatal work injuries in the United States, with a fatal work injury rate of 3.7 per 100,000 full-time equivalent workers. 199 were due to machinery and 107 were due to fire or explosions. In this video, we will explore the fascinating, frustrating, and sometimes explosive world of machines. We'll go over the top 5 reasons machines fail and how to prevent them. Ever wondered why your machines fail just when you need them the most? Like when your car decides to take a nap on the freeway during rush hour, or your coffee maker goes on strike right before a big meeting? Stick around and we'll show you the top 5 machine failures and how to prevent them. Alright, let's talk about fatigue. You know that feeling when you've been working on a project all day and your brain just wants to clock out? Well, machines get tired too. Except instead of craving coffee and a nap, they develop cracks, fractures, and generally start to fall apart. Machine fatigue refers to the progressive weakening or failure of a machine or its components due to repeated or cyclic loading. It's like their version of a midlife crisis. But instead of buying a sports car, they just stop working. And nobody wants that. So how can you tell if your machine is suffering from a serious case of the "I'm too old for this" syndrome? Look out for things like excessive vibration, weird noises you haven't heard before, and parts that look a little droopier than usual. Think of it like this: if your machine was at a party, would you want to hang out with it, or would you be trying to discreetly scoot away? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're telling me my trusty old drill press is going to up and quit on me just like that. Well, not necessarily. Just like us humans need our rest, machines need downtime too. Overworking your equipment is a surefire way to send it to an early grave. So, give your machines a break every now and then. Let them cool down, catch their breath, and maybe even treat them to a little lubrication. Trust me, they'll thank you for it in the long run. And speaking of lubrication, preventative maintenance is key here, folks. Regular inspections, cleaning, and lubrication can work wonders in preventing fatigue. It's like taking your machine to the spa for a little TLC. And who doesn't love a good spa day? Everything wears down eventually. It's a fact of life, like taxes and the inevitability of that one sock disappearing in the dryer. Machines are no different. Over time, the constant rubbing, grinding, and moving of parts takes its toll. Think of it like your favorite pair of jeans. After years of wear and tear, those once pristine denim threads start to fray. The knees get a little thin, and suddenly you're rocking a very unintentional, distressed look. Now, while distressed jeans might be fashionable, a distressed machine is anything but. Worn-out parts can lead to decreased performance, unexpected breakdowns, and in some cases even safety hazards. And nobody wants to be responsible for a rogue robot arm on a rampage. So how do you combat the relentless march of time and friction? Well, you can't exactly turn back the clock on your machines, though wouldn't that be cool? But you can certainly slow things down. Regular cleaning and lubrication are your best friends here. Keeping things clean prevents abrasive particles from turning your machine's insides into a gritty, metal-on-metal mosh pit. And lubrication? Well, that's like giving your machine a relaxing massage. It reduces friction, keeps things moving smoothly, and prevents premature wear. Another crucial factor in combating wear and tear is using the right materials for the job. It's like trying to cut a steak with a butter knife. You might eventually get there, but it's going to be a messy and frustrating experience. Make sure your machine's components are made from materials that can handle the specific stresses and strains of their intended use. Otherwise, you're just asking for trouble. Chapter 3. Corrosion, the silent thief of machines. Corrosion. The silent killer, the unseen enemy, the rust monster lurking in your basement just waiting to devour your precious machines. Okay, maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but seriously, corrosion is no joke. It's like the slow, insidious decay that can turn a once gleaming piece of machinery into a pile of reddish-brown dust. You see, corrosion is a sneaky devil. It often starts in hard-to-reach places like crevices, joints, and underpaint. It's like the mold in your bathroom grout. By the time you see it, it's already well established and throwing a party. And just like that pesky mold, corrosion can spread quickly if left unchecked, weakening structures, compromising integrity, and ultimately leading to catastrophic failure. But fear not, my fellow machine enthusiasts, we can defeat this insidious foe. The key to combating corrosion is to create a hostile environment for it to thrive. Think of it like this. Corrosion loves moisture, warmth, and salty air. So, what do? We keep things dry, cool, and as far away from the ocean as possible. Start by storing your machines in a clean, dry environment. A dehumidifier can be your best friend here, especially if you live in a humid climate. Next, apply protective coatings like paint, varnish, or even wax to create a barrier between your machine and the elements. It's like giving your machine its own little raincoat and galoshes. Chapter 4. Misalignment. When your machine just can't get it together. You know that feeling when you're trying to put together IKEA furniture and no matter how hard you try, the pieces just won't align. That's kind of what misalignment is like for machines, except instead of a wobbly bookshelf, you get decreased efficiency, excessive wear, and a whole lot of unnecessary noise. It's like trying to play a symphony orchestra where all the instruments are slightly out of tune. Misalignment occurs when components that are supposed to work together harmoniously are out of whack. It can be caused by a variety of factors like improper installation, wear and tear, or even something as simple as a loose bolt. Now you might think a little misalignment is no big deal, but over time even the slightest misalignment can have a snowball effect, leading to bigger problems down the line. Think of it like a car's wheels. If the alignment is off, your car will pull to one side, your tires will wear unevenly, and you'll end up spending a lot more time and money at the mechanic. So, how do you keep your machines in perfect harmony? Regular inspections are crucial. Look for signs of uneven wear, listen for unusual noises, and pay attention to any vibrations. It's like giving your machine a regular checkup at the doctor. Early detection is key. Chapter 5. Overheating. When your machine needs to chill out. We've all been there. It's a hot summer day, you're sweating buckets, and all you want is a cold drink and some shade. Well, machines feel the heat too. Except instead of sweating, they overheat, which can lead to all sorts of nasty problems like reduced performance, premature wear, and in extreme cases, even complete meltdowns. Overheating is often a symptom of another problem like poor lubrication, excessive friction, overloading, or inadequate cooling. Think of it like a fever in humans. It's a sign that something's not quite right and needs to be addressed. Now, you don't want your machines going up in smoke, do you? Of course not. So how do you keep your mechanical friends cool under pressure? First and foremost, make sure they have adequate ventilation. Just like you wouldn't want to run a marathon in a sauna, machines need a way to dissipate heat. Make sure they're not crammed into tight spaces with poor airflow. Next up, lubrication is your best friend. A well-lubricated machine runs cooler and smoother, reducing the risk of overheating. Think of it like applying sunscreen to your skin. It protects you from the harmful effects of the sun. And finally, don't be afraid to give your machines a break. Just like you wouldn't want to work non-stop without a rest, machines need downtime too. Allow them to cool down between uses, especially during heavy-duty operations. So there you have it, folks, the top 5 machine failures and how to prevent them: fatigue, friction, corrosion, misalignment, and overheating. Remember, a little preventative maintenance goes a long way. By following these tips, you can keep your machines running smoothly, efficiently, and safely for years to come, preventing unwanted accidents and, in rare cases, explosions. By taking the correct actions now, we keep everyone safe and lower the risks of potential accidents. Because let's face it, a well-maintained machine is a happy machine. And a happy machine means a happy you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tips on keeping your machines in top shape. Stay tuned for more exciting content.